In 2004, we were solving very point-to-point solutions. The technology environment was clunky, expensive, a lot of hand-cut code. Connectivity was nothing like what it is now, and these days that intersection between people, both customers and staff, and technology and the operating model has just continued to merge to the point where now we're dealing with business problems that are fundamentally based in the operating model and solved with digital technology. That is not going away, and if people don't embrace that as a way of thinking about digital solutions being fundamental to the entirety of their organisations, then they're missing a trick. So the question for CEOs is twofold. One of them is how can you get that effective decision making happening with your executive teams? But secondly, how can you figure out what is the stuff that you stop? What is the stuff that does not add to your strategic pillars or to your proposition or ultimately to your vision and your purpose? Because as soon as you figure out that stuff and turn it off, you've immediately got a resource saving. I think people's attitudes to digital will change in a couple of areas. One of them is digital assets. So we have gone from the internet being a file-based set of things which were akin to a desktop to the internet being basically what happens now is you hook into streams. So you hook into streams of content and streams of media, streams of music and streams of television and film, and I think that's the way that people will start to think about their own digital universe. Some other things that will happen, I hope, will be that we'll see a convergence of desktop and mobile technologies, which will make it much less a religious conviction as to whether you go Windows or Mac or whether you go Android or iOS. You can get quite carried away by the stuff that is changing quickly, because if you're trying to keep an eye on shiny devices and software, you're fighting a losing battle. I think probably what's more compelling is the way that consumer habits are changing and social habits are changing, because that takes a bit longer, but it's actually much more potent. To a small business owner, the very first piece of advice I would give to them is don't reinvent the wheel. Particularly in a digital environment, if you can see it, you can copy it, and it's probably already exists. I think the other thing is don't get confused by waiting for perfection when it comes to making decisions to do with data. Just start asking some questions and see what your data tells you, and then figure out how you can make your data better going forward.